The man had already been stranded alone on Mars for 108 days. To reconnect with NASA, he found an old abandoned Mars rover. It was a probe sent to Mars back in 1997. Matt opened the circuit board and started repairing it bit by bit. After spending a whole day trying again and again on day 109, he finally managed to make it work again. Back on Earth at the same time, NASA picked up a strange signal coming from Mars, and the rover beside Matt began responding as well. At that moment, hope returned to him instantly. But Mars is around 40 million miles away from Earth, and sending data takes more than 30 minutes. Matt knew people on Earth might be watching, so he quickly grabbed a wooden board and wrote a message. When NASA received those images, everyone was completely shocked. No one expected that Matt was still alive after more than 100 days. They soon began communicating through hexadecimal code, and the whole agency watched the conversation in real time. But not long after that, Matt received terrible news. He would need to survive on Mars for 4 more years. Only then could the next mission possibly bring him home. So, NASA decided to send supplies first, but preparing those supplies would take nearly a year. Luckily, Matt had already managed to grow potatoes, which solved his food problem for the moment. But one day, when he returned to the base and tried to close the door, an accident suddenly happened. A tiny crack caused the pressure to become unstable, and it triggered a violent explosion. Matt was badly injured, and every single potato plant was destroyed. Even worse, the explosion also ruined his communication system. His entire plan collapsed at once. Now he had to recalculate all his remaining food. The potatoes left could only last about 500 days, but the supply ship would need more than 800 days to arrive. So he reduced his daily food intake from 3 potatoes a day to 1 potato every 3 days. At the same time, his crew members who were returning to Earth found out that Matt was still alive. They all agreed to change course and risk their own lives to go back and rescue him. It would take around 200 days to return to Mars. As the space station moved closer, Matt had to reach the rescue point in advance. There stood an old launch vehicle, and perhaps it could still send him into orbit. He packed all his belongings, fixed solar panels onto the rover, and left the base where he had lived for hundreds of days. Every 4 hours of driving, he had to stop and recharge, then wait 13 hours before moving forward again. After more than 150 days of traveling, he finally arrived at the old launch site. That outdated machine now carried all his final hope. To make the rocket reach the right height, he had to remove more than 11,000 pounds of weight, which meant he was practically flying into space almost naked. On day 560, the space station entered Martian orbit. Matt even took time to trim his messy beard. Back on Earth, billions of people were watching this rescue. The docking moment finally arrived, and everyone held their breath. Because of the gravity of Mars, the station could not easily leave orbit. The final distance depended entirely on that old launch rocket.
T-minus 10, 9,
Main engine start.
8, 7, 1 times release.
About 5 seconds, Watney. Hang on.
See you in a few, Commander.